Hi, I'm Lawrence Hill. I live in Hamilton with my wife and children. Been here 7 years now. I'm the author of The Illegal, the Book of Negroes, Blackberry Sweet Juice, and 7 other books. And I'm so honored to know that The Illegal will be featured as the selection for Hamilton Reads 2016. The Illegal is a novel about an elite marathoner who flees violence in his homeland, a fictional nation called Xantarland, and takes up refuge in a rich nation in which he's not wanted. It's a meditation on statelessness, alienation, and the search for home. The protagonist of The Illegal is Keita Ali. He's a 24-year-old elite marathoner who's the son, actually, of a character who's populated my earlier novels, Some Great Thing and In Your Own Blood. His father, Yo-Yo, is a world-famous freelance journalist writing about politics. Yo-Yo is a member of an ethnic minority in Xantarland, which is being persecuted. He's a quiet man. He's the sibling of a highly successful academic sister and a highly successful, world-famous journalist. But he turns to use his body to succeed. He wants to be an elite marathoner. He wants to be loved in his country for the one thing that people are venerated for in this country, which is to be a great marathoner. Xantarland's very poor, and the one thing that it has is the exportation of marathoners. It's the world's fastest marathoning country. So that's what he longs to be, an elite marathoner in the fastest marathoning country in the world. Well, The Illegal is my 10th book. It's the first time in any book of fiction or nonfiction that I've created 2 entirely fictional countries out of thin air. I created a tiny country of Xantarland, a speck of an island in the South Indian Ocean, one of the poorest countries in the world, mountainous, and populated with black inhabitants who were formerly enslaved. And then I created one of the richest countries in the world to the north of Xantarland, also in the Indian Ocean, called Freedom State, a country that's predominantly white with a big black underclass in a township called Africtown. I created 2 countries really for the first time in my writing career rather than creating real places because I wanted to get at the notion of allegory, and I wanted the reader to follow me into a world that's made up, where political insanity is heightened to an exaggerated degree of xenophobia, where the world's gone amok with hatred toward refugees. The world wants to deport all refugees from Freedom State, at least the authorities in Freedom State want to deport them. And it was easier to sort of get a reader to come with me to imaginary places if I just ditched real countries and made up 2 of my own, Xantarland and Freedom State. It's a bit Orwellian, but some of our most beloved fiction is set up in fictional places, imaginary locations. The Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland, The Little Prince, 1984, The Handmaid's Tale. You know, it's easy to fall into countries that are made up if you're going into a world that exaggerates human folly. The Illegal is my 4th novel and 10th book, and in previous novels I've written from time to time characters that might vaguely resemble my father, whose name was Daniel Hill, who was a human rights pioneer in Canada, an African American who came to Canada the day after he and my mother married in the States interracially. But The Illegal is the first time that I've created a major secondary character who is loosely based on my mother. And Ivernia Beach, an irascible, 85-year-old white woman in Freedom State who's in a lot of difficulty from the outset of the novel, and whose difficulties kind of coincide with Keita Ali's and they form a strong friendship. It's the first time that I've created a character whose personality mirrors pretty well that kind of irascible personality of my own 87-year-old mother, Donna Hill. So that was a lot of fun to do and a first for me.